Maximum draft and maximum effort. What does Brett Veach do today on Locked On Chiefs?
From the land of the free and the home of the Chiefs, this is the Locked On Chiefs podcast.
Welcome in, Chiefs fans. We are setting it down. What is the other side of the coin for Brett Veach if he gets to 31 and there's opportunity to move? We are exploring that potential today on Locked On Chiefs, part of Locked On Podcast Network, your team every single day. Thanks for making us your first listen. Check out another Locked On show for your next listen. I'm Ryan Tracy, the founder of Rogue Analytics and Performance Consulting, where you can get my draft guide. Me and my team have put it all out there, from analytics all the way to the film grades, to get you ready for this draft. And it's over at rogueapc.com. There's a link in the description. Use that code LOC. This is Chris Clark. Look, I did it right today. And Chris is over at KC Chiefs Corner, getting you ready for the same and what the implications are, what the draft class looks like. We're doing it all, and you can catch us on NFL 33 and RGR Football as well. Please make sure that if you want all the breaking news, you get on the text line at 816-350-780-781 and get yourself connected, because we are breaking it down. We have a brand new scenario, and this is not something Brett Veach does very often, but it is a reality. Maybe more so than any other year in the last 5, day 2 is stacked to the gills. So having top 100s that maybe aren't in the top 32 is still an option. We've run the scenarios, and we have one for you that we are going to share that does give us some new insight to possibilities. We're doing another mock draft for you. Make sure you put your thoughts and comments in the comment section here on YouTube, and check us out over on audio as well. So this is what happened. We ran the scenario, and I decided to stick with it because we got to 31, and literally everybody was off my board that had a first-round grade except for 2 players. Michael Williams, the edge from Georgia, who I do like in this defense, but I'm not sure the Chiefs are going to like him enough to spend on that pick. And Tyler Booker, the guard from Alabama, not a position that they need. So we explored options. We got 13 trade back offers, and we took one of them. The Jaguars offered us 31. We dropped down to 36, and we dropped from 66 to 70. But in return, we get number 88 and number 126. So we add to our top 100 haul, and we spread those picks out just a little bit, which I think is an advantage. So they're on the clock at 31. I think I know what they're going to do, because one quarterback that is very popular right now is still on the board. Do you want to run it, or do you want me to go one by one?
Go ahead and run it.
And here we go. Illuminor goes at 31. I didn't see that coming either. So really shocked me. Last pick of the first draft is of the first round is Michael Williams that we talked about. Shadur Sanders goes at the top of the second. I think this is a legitimate scenario, because I don't think the Pittsburgh Steelers are that last chance effort. I think they might be gunshot. I think there are teams that think they can get him in the second. That's where I have him as well. So he goes at 33. Derek Harmon right behind him. Tyleik Williams, 2 players that I think are fits for the Kansas City Chiefs if they had lasted to 36. So we are at 36 and on the clock. We do have some trade back offers, but we also have some interesting scenarios. We have Omar Lott, who is the next defensive tackle on my board. He is certainly there. Benjamin Morrison there. Trey Amos, 2 corners that we do like. We have Xavier Watts here, the safety. That's 13 combined interceptions in the last 2 years for Notre Dame, a guy that I think takes the ball away at a pace that could help the Kansas City Chiefs, but he's available. And as we take it down, what becomes key is Chiefs have options at both defensive tackle and offensive tackle, including Aireontae Ersery, who's been in a 30 visit with the Chiefs and has been in the building along with, I believe, Donovan Jackson and his partner have been in. We have Darius Alexander, behemoth from Toledo. We do have Donovan Jackson, as I said. Ersery, Shamar Turner is still here, the interior player, as well as Alfred Collins. But this comes down to 2 players for me, unless you see somebody that stands out to you.
No, I don't see anybody that really stands out to me. It's a question of what value can you get at 36. So that's kind of where I'm looking at right now.
Okay, there's an offer from the Patriots to trade back, and we could get 106 as well. We currently have 36, 63, 70, 88, and 95. If we picked up 106 by moving back 2 spots, I think that's an acceptable risk. But we have 2 players on the board right now that we could pick if everything went terribly, we could lose both of them.
I'd say see if you can make the trade.
Okay, I will give that a shot. We did. We got it done. Let's see what they do. Trey almost goes. Jack Besh goes. So we are still in the same situation. And I think that is a great deal. We now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 top 100s plus 106. This is a dream scenario for me. And we have spacing,
and if I'm Kansas City, I'm trying to take 106 and maybe 95 and get back into the 50s.
Yeah, is that what you're trying? Okay. Do you want me to do that now?
Let's see what we can get first. And then let's let it run.
Omar Norman Lott is on the board, as is Aireontae Ersery. We could maybe fall down a little bit according to PFF here for Ersery and still be able to make that selection. I don't think I would risk that myself. Carson Schlesinger is also still on the board. Elijah.
If you think you can step in and be a starter at left tackle in the future, I think you take him and you go on down the road.
I like that. Travion Henderson's here. Elijah Arroyo is here. He's another player that I like in this scenario. So if that's the plan and you are willing to fall back, we could fall back yet again. There's an offer to go down to 50, which would be pushing it.
No, I don't think. Okay, so here's what I'm looking at. Don't give up 38. See if you can get 52 for 95 and 106. Or 88 and 106. Yeah, I didn't think so. What about 70? 70 and 95?
Yeah, we could do that, but I don't think it's worth it.
Okay, but can you get back?
Best you can get back is 172. Seahawks are going to be stubborn. I don't think there's value there.
Okay.
And the next trade down is to 59, which is right on top of our 63. So I think we stick and pick at this point. And maybe it's a little bit of a reach.
See if we can get. I'm just trying to see if we can get into the 50 somewhere.
Well, let's take our first player, who I think should be most likely. I mean, I'm tempted by a couple of guys here. One being Arroyo, the other being Aireontae Ersery.
Take the tackle.
Okay. We're going to take him, and I'm going to pause it directly after, as soon as I possibly can. And we'll see about trading back up into the 40s with some of our picks. So Bears are on the clock at 41. Could we come back up with 63 and 88? Still have our original 95. Is that a trade you would do? I'm going to throw in some 7th rounders.
So you're giving up. I would consider it, yeah.
With only Darius Alexander having gone off and Xavier Watts between our last pick and this pick. I'll give it an offer and see what they take. And they took it. So we're back on the clock at 41 now, where we still have Omar Norman Lott on the board. We still have Benjamin Morrison on the board. Maxwell Hairston on the board. On down to Carson Schlesinger on the board. Elijah Arroyo on the board. Who stands out to you?
If you could hit a home run and get Norman Lott and you think he's going to be a starter at the defensive tackle position, you run away with this draft at that point.
Okay. We will do it. Omar Norman Lott, come on down. Now we still have 70, 95, 106, 126, and then 133. Now, if we want to try to get crazy, we can try to do something else here. I don't think we can get back up in the 40s, but we might be able to get back into the 60s by giving up 70 and 106.
Boy, that'd be crazy.
Might even be able to get up higher than that. You never know. Looks like we could get to 57.
What if you give up 126? What's it fall to?
1 second.
Instead of 106.
Ooh, 50-50. I'll throw in 226 for him, but that gives him, takes it to 56%. We might be able to pull that off.
Try it.
And we did. This is crazy. We're on the We're sitting at 48.
Okay. We need to take a break.
We do.
But this is crazy. I agree with you. This is crazy. But this is the type of draft that you want to have as many picks as you possibly can. And higher picks obviously are going to be better if the players are there. So we're hoping that we're able to get some players. I still like the thought process here.
I like it as well. And I think Brett Veach is ready to rock and roll and make some deals. So we're going to explore what those picks become on the backside of this. There's nothing like the atmosphere of an NBA playoff game. Every bucket, defensive stop, and every single moment fuels it and makes it feel huge. It's electric in that arena. And Game Time, you can be part of it without stress. The last-minute ticket buying. They make it fast and easy to get playoff tickets, even in high demand, even when it's sky high. Prices actually drop the closer you get to tip-off. So you can get those last-minute deals and save up to 60%. Those last-minute deals are what it's about, and the pricing is all in. So you don't get hit with any surprises, even when you're trying to do a last-minute NBA playoff game. Take the guesswork out of buying those tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use our code LOCKEDONNFL to get $20 off of your first purchase. Terms apply, but again, just create an account and redeem our code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest prices, and guaranteed. Okay, I've seen crazier scenarios, but this is the art of moving around the draft board. And if you get stuck in a position where you can't move in the first round, this makes a whole lot of sense for Brett Veach to come back and try to get value wherever he can. And it maybe more than the last draft that I can remember like this was the other draft that I felt was pretty low on talent at the quarterback position. And so different teams have such different perceptions. They will move around the board and offer you some crazy deals. We just got one where we moved up back to 57 to have our third top 60 pick. We gave up 3 picks to do it in 70, 126, and 226. But that is a pretty good deal in my estimation. The clock is currently sitting at 48. So we are going to let it roll and get down to our pick at 57 with Swinson, Aminiori, Maxwell Harrison went. He was a guy I was considering. Carson Swessinger did the same. Ezra Thomas just went, and Jared Ivey. So we are back on the clock at 57 with Benjamin Morrison, the corner from Notre Dame, on the board. Demetrius Knight, who I actually have as my LB3, is on the board. And there, for all that is holy, is...
I know where you want to go.
You know where I want to go. Yes, there is Travion Henderson, which we took yesterday. If you missed that draft, that was a trade-up scenario. Go check that out. That's another option here. Travion Henderson, we took yesterday. Femi Adejo is here. But my tight end 4 is still here at 57, Elijah Arroyo, who can line up off the ball, can line up in the slot, can line out wide, and can do a lot of the wide receiver, big slot type stuff that you're looking for in a Travis Kelce replacement. I love that fit. You tell me if I'm nuts.
You're nuts. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead and take it.
Elijah Arroyo, welcome to Kansas City. We are on our way down now. Unless you want me to stop this and try to do something else that's nuts. Going down to 95.
Nope. I think we let it roll for a little bit.
Okay.
At this point, you've got 3 picks that I think you'd have to feel pretty good about if you were the Chiefs.
I certainly do. Alfred Collins, Jalen Royals goes. As we're watching this, folks, if you're listening on audio, make sure you go out and check and subscribe over on the YouTube channel so you can see this in action. Mason Taylor goes, who would be a great pick as well for the Chiefs at 66. Would have been available in this scenario at that point, but with Arroyo on board, you don't need him. Savanea goes, Lathan Ransom goes, DJ Giddens off the board, Charles Grant just before us, and we're back on the board at 95. With top players on the PFF board being Femi Oladejo that we took yesterday, Kyle Williams, who we took yesterday, Jalen Noel, who I think is a really interesting player that could fit and play a role on this offense as a wide receiver from Iowa State. Cam Williams, a development tackle. We took him yesterday, we talked about taking him yesterday. Ashton Jott, you know how I feel about Ashton. He's there. Anthony Belton, another tackle that some feel has to go in guard. Some feel that he has the athleticism to grow into a tackle position. He would be a developmental type guy, but he's there.
I don't think the tight ends or tackles are going to be an option at this point. You've already taken a tackle. You've already taken a tight end, so you can take those off the board. You'd be looking at running back, wide receiver,
edge.
Yeah, edge.
Which brings us to my guy, Ashton, Olufemi, two guys that we've talked about. Wide receivers in Noel and Kyle Williams. I will advocate for Noel in this spot over Williams because we just took him yesterday. And I do think there's a fit for both. If we really wanted to, we could hold our breath and see if we could pull Devin Neal with the next pick at 106. We are 11 picks away from our next selection. Jacob Parrish would be right behind him, two local guys. If we wanted to go running back after that, there are still some options, and there are still some wide receiver options. So what say you, boss man?
I would say go Jalen Noel.
Okay, I like it. Jalen Noel off the board. We're going down. We have 11 picks. Terrence Ferguson, Joshua Farmer, Jacob Parrish does go. There goes Belton, Strong, Oladejo, Dave Walker goes. Tez Johnson goes. A little surprised by that. And Devin Neal literally the pick before us just to spite me for bringing him up. Dang,
you had to know that was coming.
A lot of folks like the idea of Damian Martinez in this offense. He certainly could be that, but I just don't feel that it's enough of a difference from what is currently on the roster. So
I see somebody that you would like.
Ashton's here. I always like taking him. Let's do something different. Cam Williams is a backup tackle that could develop as well. Just to put more body.
I don't think. But look at all. Okay, here's my problem with taking Cameron Williams.
Mm-hmm.
You already have the Ersery, who you already took. You have a starting left tackle that you just signed this year, who's going to be your tackle this year. You have Taylor. You have Driscoll, and you also have Wande Morris. You have 5 tackles.
Yes.
I don't think that there's room for a 6th.
I think 2 of them are able to start at this point.
Well, no, and that's probably true.
And Juwan Taylor, I don't think could be his last season.
That's true. But I don't think that they're going to be drafting his replacement that's going to be starting next year. I think that's maybe what they looked at Driscoll for. So I guess what I'm saying is if you're going to draft him, he has to be a much better player than Driscoll.
Okay. Fair enough. And I would
say
that's
that's who you're cutting at this point if you draft him.
And I think Cameron is a better player than Driscoll, at least when they both left college. I can't say what Ethan Driscoll's done last year because we haven't seen it. So that is a dark horse. So then at the running back spot is Damian Martinez. He is there, as is Jaden Blue, who can give you the home run ball, and I like that a lot in this particular offense. Trevor Etienne is there. Interesting guy who can play split safety, maybe give you some single high as Jonas Sanker. He'd have to grow into the system, obviously, but he's there. We just took a wide receiver. I'd be, tapping the table for Torrey Horton. Barron Sorrell is a Texas edge that I think can grow into a rotational pass rusher that could help you. And Jeffrey Boss is an athletic linebacker. So anything strike you there?
I kind of like the home run thought, personally.
Yeah. Okay. So back to the Texas Jaden Blue in at 106. We have another pick, and we're going to wrap up what this draft could look like coming up next.
Did you know your Fire TV can also be an Xbox? Turn any TV into your gaming and entertainment hub with the Fire TV Stick 4K devices. No console required. Just grab your pair controller, subscribe, or sign in to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with EA Play included, and you're ready to play. Dive into hundreds of premium titles from EA Sports College Football 25 to Call of Duty, Black Ops 6, and Avowed. As easily as you stream your favorite shows, it's gaming made simple, and it's all on your Fire TV. With the latest technology for elevated playing with Wi-Fi 6/6E and auto latency mode advanced technology, Fire TV Stick 4K delivers smoother, more responsive gameplay with lightning fast speeds you need to stay competitive. It is endless entertainment with 4K streaming. Watch more than 1.5 million movies and TV episodes from your favorite subscribe services like Netflix, Prime Video, Disney Plus, Max, and much, much more. And it is extremely affordable, and it gives you the ability to have portable gaming. You can play high-quality Xbox games at a fraction of the cost of a console. Already have a console? A Fire TV Stick 4K device is more affordable and easier to travel with, allowing you to take your games wherever you plug in. Head to Amazon.com/Fire TV Locked On to get started. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription and compatible controller required. Available on select devices, including Fire TV Stick 4K, second generation, Fire TV Stick 4K Max, first and second generation, and Fire TV Cube, third generation.
Back on the clock for more and all the coverage that you need. Get to Rogue APC and get the draft guide. You can get that and use the code LOC. You can find more coverage on KC Chiefs Corner. You can find it on NFL 33 for my horizontal board. All my draft selections that I have graded that are draftable, you can find for free on NFL 33. And you can get over to RGR Football as well. Now, we have one pick left here. We have some options if we want to try to expand that. We are on the clock at 133. We do have a trade offer. This is what we've done to this point. And I think this is the big question mark. And I'm glad that it got to this point where we're talking about taking a sixth selection here at 133. That is a pretty good draft. And I don't think there's much more that could be placed onto this roster than 6, at most 7 players. So the question is, do we just take the best fit here, or would you try to garner more picks?
I mean, you can always look and see what people want to trade, but I don't think that you're really going to be trading unless somebody's going to offer a lot for it. So you're going to be going back 25 picks for, I mean,
maybe 181 if we threw a sweetener in, but probably 199.
Yeah, it's not worth it to me at that point.
I agree.
I mean, you're looking at,
I want to help them anyway.
Yeah, you're essentially looking at basically almost 5 players in the top 100. I mean, yeah, you're just right outside at 106. So I think you still have to feel pretty good about that. You have a starter in your defensive tackle. You have a guy that can step in and be a tight end for you next year. So I really like what they're adding. I really like what we've added so far in this draft.
I like it as well. Now, given that, though, that we went offensive tackle, defensive tackle, then we came back with 3 straight offensive players at Arroyo at tight end, Knoll at wide receiver, and Blue at halfback. I think we have to go defense here, and we have to continue to try to bolster that. We got to come away with 2 of 4 picks on the defensive side.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
I somewhat disagree. I think that at this point in the draft, you're looking at best player available, but I understand the thought process.
Okay, fair enough. RJ Mickens is still the highest ranked. He's probably not the highest ranked guy on my board at safety. We'll get to that because Billy Bowman is here, and I do have him slightly ahead. Tyler Batty is a BYU edge. Decent, but I wouldn't say earth-shaking. I like the upside. Ty Robinson is here. We've taken him a million times, and I think that makes sense. He's just starting to climb PFF's board. They're very, very late on him. I think the league recognizes him as a top 100, and I don't think he will be there at anything past 95 for the Chiefs. Barrett Carter, linebacker. Logan Brown, offensive tackle, but I don't think we can afford to go there. I do like, as we dip down, Zy Alexander, a corner that I think could probably get some reps in this, especially if there's any injuries. Then we come back down, and maybe one of the most athletic guys, Tyrion Ingram-Dawkins, an edge, big edge from Georgia, is another developmental pass rusher that I think has some juice to him. I could see that. Who else is on the board here? And we're going to, no matter what, this is going to be a badly graded pick for us because of where we've moved to, and because we're taking this on. So, again, is there a positional need? It's probably still a defensive tackle if there's anything. Do you disagree?
Nope.
So my favorites here, and one that is truly underrated, is Riley Mills from Notre Dame. I do like his fit. Ty Robinson's here. Yes, we could do that. The edge that's really intriguing is the Georgia kid, Tyrion Ingram-Dawkins. Man, I think he's just scratching the surface. And if you put him in that rotation with Charles Menahue and with FAU, I think there could be some good things done there. That would be enticing to me. Linebacker doesn't seem to have a whole lot of talent left. Let me clean that up. With Jack Kaiser, who I do like. Kobe King still down here. Smail Manu, we've talked about him. Teddy Buchanan, we just took yesterday. So I think you get the gist. Kane Madrano is LB1 in terms of athleticism. So if we're looking for teams at 133, that could work. But 133 is still a legitimate pick to me. It doesn't have to be special teams, in my opinion.
No, I agree with that.
So corners here. Zy Alexander is the best one here. Longer beam is a longer guy. I want to say his arm length is, and of course they don't list it. I want to say it's in the Chiefs' favorite range, so I think that could work as well. I don't know if that's the value pick here over some of the other positional availability.
I'd say defensive tackle or defensive end.
Okay. We've taken Ty Robinson a lot. Let's go past him and take Tyrion Ingram Dawkins. How does that grab you?
That's fine.
Okay. So we add another Georgia Bulldog, and you know how I like that. So Chiefs continue that role. And so we're just going to let this run down. In fact, I'm going to pause it and put it on turbo so that we don't sit here for the whole evening as we review. We started up top with offers. 13 offers in the first round. We decided to move out of them. We got to the point where when we were on the clock at 36, we had multiple options. We didn't feel the need that we had to stick and pick right there. So we moved back yet again and solidified another pick. So our first selection at 38, Aireontae Ersery, I think that's perfectly legit. It's within the range that I have him. I don't care what PFF thinks here with a D grade. That's fine. We dropped back down, made another trade, and we come up to 42. They get a bunch of picks. This is a sweetheart deal with Ryan Poles with the Chicago Bears. We give up 63 and 88, and we get to 41. We give up a couple of sevens as well. I think that's good business to get another top 50 pick. We choose that in Omar Norman Lott, which is a great acquisition. And then we did it again. We had acquired other picks in the past. We traded 126 and 70 plus a 226 late round 7 to trade up to 57 yet again and pick up Elijah Arroyo, who can help in that tight end room this year and next year could be a force. Then we come back. The wide receiver, Iowa State, Jalen Knoll. I really like his fit and his ability to grow into this offense. It will take him a bit, but I think he has it in him. Come back with a home run hitter in the speed demon, Jaden Blue, and I do think that role in the offense is there. And we finished off with a developmental edge with a lot of athletic upside in Tyrion Ingram Dawkins from Georgia. Not as good a grade as yesterday. PFF doesn't like us as much, but how do you feel?
You know, if Kansas City can get out of this and have a potential left tackle of the future in Ersery and have Norman Lott as your starter, I think you have to feel pretty good. Regardless, like you have two of the positions that you absolutely went into this draft having to get, and the guys that you drafted kind of fell to you where you would expect them to be drafted. So you didn't overspend. You got extra picks. You got extra value because you added bigger players down the line in Arroyo and the rest of them in Knoll. So I think that you actually went out because you go out and get, they're not going to be blue chip prospects specifically, but they are very high prospects.
That's true. On my scale, purple comes between blue and red, which is a solid starter level. There's a couple of purples in here, and that works for me. In the end, if this were the way it fell, people would be bored on draft night, first night, because we traded out of there. But they would come back, and we maximized day 2 with so many picks that it's kind of startling here, but these were legitimate, and I think these are options here. 38, 41, 57, 95. All done. We come back at 106 and 133 at the top, and I still consider 133 the top of day 3. That's a lot of value in here, and I think that was well done. I kind of like this one.
Yeah, and I think if the Chiefs are able to get this done, that gives them 5 or 6 players that you can get that are going to contribute in 2025, which is exactly what you're going to try to get from this draft class. And it's going to be very hard picking at 31 if you don't trade back. If you trade up, good luck getting 5 players that are going to contribute in 2025. I want to be clear on that. They may get 5 players, but not that are really going to contribute in 2025 in a meaningful way. But the only way to do that is to trade back, get more value, and try to get that done that way.
And I will say this, every player that we selected in this scenario gives us cap relief in the next season because veterans will be replaced with these players. Yep. That is part of the math that Brett Veach and his staff have to do. So let us know what you think. Is this a plus? Did you like yesterday's better? Would you rather trade up or trade down? What's your vote? Put it in the comments down below. Tomorrow, Matt Derrick's going to be with us. Some last-minute news, thoughts, movements. We'll have it for you. And then our draft preview for Thursday will come the next moment. And then we will have recaps over the first round, over day 2 and over day 3. I will be live on RGR Football. You can find me nights 1 and 2 live, wire to wire. I hope that you will join us over there. Chris, I'm looking forward to it. This is almost Christmas Day. I'm ready.
I'm ready for draft day. I'm always ready for draft day. This is one of my favorite times of year when it comes to football. Obviously, I love the games, but this is one of my favorite times.
Yeah. Hey, let's build this team together. We hope that you guys will join us. Don't miss a single show this week. We have it all for you. Thanks for listening today, and we will talk to you tomorrow.